Now, more talent coming up. Sheila Haycox has given us a number of her fantastic presentations at our U3A. She's a master of storytelling. So watch and enjoy They Stole a Mountain by Sheila.
I was unsettled to find hidden in my late mother's possessions this cross-stitch, particularly as Dad got angry if Mum ever tried to do any cross-stitch. There was also a scrap of paper pinned to the back. Curiosity got the better of me, so I'm making a visit to Carmarthen and learnt all about slate quarrying. Up until the 18th century, the areas of North Wales were mainly used as agriculture. Slate quarrying, though, had existed for over 100 years by small groups of men who paid an annual fee of 20 shillings to landowners for quarrying slate. However, these owners, who previously regarded the mountains as suitable for just grazing sheep, realised the land's potential and evicted the groups of men out of their small quarries. With industry expanding and people crying out for roof tiles, it was time for the landowners to exploit nature, and in so doing, they stole a mountain. They turned farmers into quarrymen, who were a special breed of highly skilled workers who laboured in what would now be seen as appalling conditions in the face of the prevailing elements, forever running the risk of death, ill health, and serious injury. For the following 100 years, the industry gradually became very important to the local economy, with over 3,000 men employed in the slate industry, and investment was heavy, building the inclines and supplying wagons for exporting the slate off the mountains. And when the quarry owners introduced blasting, it became an extremely dangerous place. Unstable rock could fall without warning, burying workmen alive or sweeping them over precipices hundreds of meters high. I was finding this industry more and more interesting and wanted to discover more about the slate trade, as well as trying to find out a little more about Gwyn Gledwyn. Was he one of the men who travelled from afar to work and stayed in barracks during the week, each barrack having a living room and a bedroom with space for 4 men? No electricity, rough furniture, plus plenty of brown paper in the window spaces to keep out the wind. Once the slate was removed from the mountain, it went to the sheds, where a large body of men worked. The slate was either sawn, split or guillotined, which was extremely dusty and noisy work, often leading to silicosis.
You're not on the internet, are you?
From the sheds, the slate was transported on wagons, which were pulled by steam trains to the dry dock, and from there the slate was shipped out to places such as Europe and Ireland. The men did have a social and cultural life, going to chapel, joining choirs, practicing for concerts, and Eisteddfod rang around Llanberis and many of its surrounding villages. The women also had a physically demanding life, with probably 6 or 7 children, making sure there was food on the table and coping with the dreaded wash day. The quarry was once the major income for many of the surrounding communities, but today all that remains are the scars of the terraces, buildings and the tips of slate waste, which are a silent testimony to the industrialization of the North Wales slate industry. I did, though, sort of solve the mystery of my mother's stitchwork, but more importantly, a little more about Gwyn Gledwyn. Because the surname was not that popular, I was able to find out that there was a quarryman of this name who died in 1938 due to an accident in the quarry. This really got me thinking a great deal about my mum and Dad's reluctance to go to Wales. And when I found a memorial to the quarrymen, which looks just like the cross stitch, I've come to the conclusion as to why I was named Gwen.
Fabulous story there by Sheila. Sheila tells so many stories that those of us who know her well are now quite confused about her family history, because those of you who've seen Aunt Lucy, that tells another story of her supposed family as well, convincingly told with her fabulous photographs and put together so well with music and the photographs in a sequence. Absolutely superb. Once again, Sheila, thank you.